Hi, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Oh, pretty good. It's good to see you again. So it's been about a month since our last visit. We had talked about things we're looking up since the last time we talked. Is everything still going good?
Oh yeah, it's going great. I actually had Alice, so
Yeah.
and she's perfect.
That's so exciting.
The birth was actually pretty easy and everything, so that was really good. It was late at night, and my parents were there and everything, so it was really good. I think so far it's been going really great. She's healthy, so I'm really happy about that.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad that everything turned out well, and you look great. You seem to be doing good, so that's definitely good that all of that went well. And I know that can be stressful at times, but since you already had one, you knew what to expect. But so she's doing good though.
Yeah.
Okay. Is she with your parents right now?
Yeah, she's with them. They've watched her a couple times. I haven't really gotten out of the house a whole lot since I had her. It hasn't been that long, so.
Yeah. I understand that. Spend as much time with her as you can. So how are your parents doing with all of that? Does it stress them out or anything?
They're just really excited. They love her. They love spending time with her. So I think it's all going really well. My sister has been over a few times to see her, so it's been great.
Yeah. What does Joey think?
He's really sweet. It's really sweet that he'll go up and kiss her on the cheek and stuff, and he likes calling himself Big Bubba. It's really cute.
Yeah, that's so good that it's all going smoothly, and you just seem so happy. So that's good. So if you want to just go over the goals, we had talked about these last time, but if we just want to recap them again, so we had talked about you blogging and how you were really liking that, and you had posted I think one so far. There were some negative comments, but there was a greater support system than any of that. So is that still the case? Do you still really like it? And
I've made a couple more posts, and I posted a couple of pictures of Alice on there and stuff, and I've gotten a lot of good feedback. It was really good to talk to people and everybody congratulating me and all that. It's nice to have that support. I mean, they're not I don't see those people in person, but it's still good to know that there are people out there that support me. So I really like it.
And I'm sure that they were all just waiting to hear when you were gonna have her. So
they were all really excited. So it was good.
That's good that you still have that support system, and that you have found those people to be there for you and to understand exactly what you're going through. So I'm glad that that's turned out really well for you. Let me see. So we'd also talked about your trips up to Kansas City. You had been twice. The first time you went with your parents and your sister, and then the next time you just went by yourself. So the first time was the consultation, you looked around a little, and then you also went back and got to look around some more and see what other programs they offered. I'm sure you haven't been back up there since you had her.
No, I haven't been back, but I did go to the support group once since I had her, and I brought her with me. I just stayed for a few minutes. I just wanted everybody to meet her, and that was really neat. And they had their kids there too, so that was really cool. I really like the people in the support group. The families are just great. They're so supportive and always there for me if I need any advice. I've had a call a couple times just to ask questions and things, so it's really good to have them there. I'm glad I found that support group.
Yeah, I'm glad that you were able to find them and that they were in Springfield, so it was closer to you and wasn't such a far drive or anything. Do you think that, and I know that you have your primary doctor here for her, but with all the different things that they have in Kansas City, do you think that you would ever look into maybe a doctor up there just as she gets older or anything?
Yeah, I probably will at some point, just because they have more expertise there. I might see about therapy and things there for her.
Okay.
I haven't really looked into it a whole lot, but definitely something to think about.
Yeah, I just knew that with all their programs, and since that's what they specifically specialize in, I figured that would be good for you, and I figured you had thought about it at least some, just because you said your experience up there was so good.
Yeah.
And you think that with your parents and your sister going with you, that it really helped them out a lot. So now that she's finally here and they get to interact with her, that they understand more and they know like what the future will be like and everything.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's really good.
So the support system in Springfield, so you've been once, and you think that that'll be a place that you'll go a lot then?
Oh yeah, definitely.
And everybody else brings like their kids, so it's like parents and kids.
It's once a month we bring the kids too, so it's good for them to have like play dates and stuff.
Yeah, I think that'll be really beneficial because not only will you get to interact with parents, but the kids will be able to interact too. So I'm glad that you found that. What else did we talk about last time? So there was your GED. I knew that there was a little bit of stress and maybe a little confusion with that. Your doctor had said that your blood pressure was a little too high and he was concerned about that. But so we decided that we would put off getting your GED just so that you would stay healthy and there weren't going to be any risk or anything like that, which was totally understandable and definitely for the best. Have you been able to think about getting your GED maybe in the future sometime? Have you thought about that?
Actually, I talked to someone at the GD Center, and I set up a plan. I'm not going to start for 2 more months, but we set up a plan where I'll take the classes really slow, and I can have someone to tutor me throughout it. So, because part of the reason it was so hard was because of my own disability, and I was just having a lot of difficulty with it. So, in 2 months, in like, I think like June 15th is when I'm supposed to start, then I'll start taking the classes really slow, and it'll take a while, but it's really no rush. I just want to have it in case someday I do need to get a job, because I think that's really important. But so that's on track. They're gonna help me a lot, so I'm really glad I went and talked to them and got that figured out. So.
Yeah, that's really good. I'm glad that that's still a priority in your life with everything that's going on and with the stresses, and I knew that you were concerned about it, you weren't really sure, but I'm glad that you figured that out and that you still want to do that, because I do think like in the long run it'll be really beneficial for you. And then to tie right in to that, we had talked about a job as well, and I know that your parents are there and they're helping support you and everything, but you had talked about that getting a job would be good just so you wouldn't have to constantly rely on your parents and they wouldn't feel like, I mean, I know that they don't care, and I know that you know that they don't mind you living there and that they love that you're there and that they're able to be there with their grandkids, but just the fact of getting a job so you would be able to financially support yourself and your kids. Are you still wanting to wait to get your GED and then do that, or had you looked into maybe like some part-time?
I think I'm just going to wait for the GED, and that's going to be something that's going to be a long time from now probably. It's not really a rush, it was just something I thought about, you know, but I think that's probably kind of a goal for the future.
Okay, yeah, that's definitely fine. I understand that because you do have that support right now and you're doing fine financially, so it's not a big deal, or but definitely in the future I still think that it's a good goal to have. And then you'd also talked about a volunteer group that you were going to. I know, again, things have been hectic, but and that was a once a week thing. Have you been back, or?
Since our last visit, I have been back one time, but not since I had Alice, and it's probably going to be possibly soon. But I don't like leaving it much.
Yeah,
so.
I understand that.
Kind of nervous.
So you've been back once, but you definitely think that you will go back some more.
I think it's really good for me to be able to learn from the people I'm helping. Even like I don't really know that much yet, but I think like I kind of just shadow a little bit. So I think it's really good for me to be there.
Yeah, that would be good. And you think that it's definitely this. We had talked about being able to put that like on your resume later on. So you think that it is helping with a lot of your skills, and you're just getting that initial experience of what like maybe a job would be like.
Yeah, and I think it's helping me a lot with people skills because I'm kind of like nervous around new people, so I think it's good to be able to like talk to people and stuff. So
yeah, I definitely think that that's beneficial because you've never had a job, so you've never actually like been in that situation. You don't really know what to expect. So just being able to go to this like once a week or whenever you have the time, I think that'll be good for you. So it looks like, you know, our initial goal was that you were experiencing a lot of stress and you weren't really knowledgeable about Down syndrome and what all that would entail, and you weren't really sure about how things were going to work out. So that was our initial goal, to reduce your stress and to get more knowledge and a greater support system with some people who had that knowledge and that you could relate to. So I definitely think that we have done that, right? Would you say that your stress level has reduced?
Oh, definitely. It's way down. I'm not as concerned about everything now that she's here and I see that I can handle this. Like, I think my stress level is way down, and that I have people that I can talk to and that understand what I'm going through. It's a lot better. And the divorce is over and all that, so that helps too.
Yeah, it definitely seems like your stress has reduced, so that's good that people can just, like, I can just look at you and tell that your stress has gone down, so that's really good. And you said that, I know it's been a little while since we talked about your divorce, but that went through fine and everything went well with that?
Yeah, it went through pretty smoothly. He was kind of upset about having to pay child support for Alice, but that, I mean, it is his child, so that was something that he really argued a lot, but the court definitely saw my side, so he will pay child support for her and partial for Joey because he is living with me, but he is going to see Joey still.
So he does still have that connection with Joey. Okay. Well, that's really good that it went through and that you are getting that child support. I knew that was a worry to begin with, but I'm glad that that turned out well. So your stress has gone down, and you have a little bit more knowledge by going up to Kansas City, and you know that resource is still there if you want to go back up there. And then they've also connected you to that support group in Springfield that you have, and then of course your family and the church. They're a great support system as well. So you've been able to get that knowledge and reduce your stress and have all the support. So, I mean, just looking at this, it seems that you've met all of your goals and that you've done a great job with that. I mean, 2 of your goals we've put on hold for a little while, but that's fine because we still want that stress to come back or anything. So, do you have any other questions, or is there anything that you feel that we need to discuss? Is anything, I mean, things seem to be going good, but
I don't think so. I'm pretty happy and everything's going really well. I think I'm doing fine, so
that's good. All right, well, if you don't have any other questions, then I think that we can mark that you've completed all your goals. Okay, so you've done really well with that, and I'm glad that I know it's been hard at times, but I'm glad that you've been able to move forward in all of this, and that hopefully it hasn't been too stressful. And do you see any other things that we need to talk about or address, or even any more sessions even? Because I feel right now that you're doing good and that everything's going well for you. So
I really think that since I've got the support group and I've got other connections and things. I think that I don't really need any more goals or anything like that. I think I've accomplished everything I wanted to accomplish here. I think that I've really reduced my stress and everything. So.
Okay. Yeah, well, it looks that way to me. So if you feel like that you've accomplished everything, and it looks like you have, so you know, if anything comes back up, which I hope it doesn't, you can always call back and come in. But I think you are good to go. So thanks.
Thank you.